This is two of our candidates that are going through the assessment center over this 3 day period that are looking at planting a church. This is Wes Wilson, and Wes is looking at connecting with a church and actually planting within a church, and this is his wife Colleen. How long have you two been married?
28 years.
28 years. That's a long time. That's good. Do you have children, family?
Yes, we have one child and two grandchildren.
Wow, very exciting. So it's Grandpa Wes, is
Yes,
that right?
yes, it is.
Well, that's great. So you mean a grandpa and a grandma can have a vision and a passion to plant a church?
Oh yeah.
Wow, so that's something totally different than we see. Have you noticed that you probably are some of the most experienced or some of the older people involved in this church planting assessment?
Yes, very much.
Yeah,
All the other couples have small children.
yeah, lots of little kids. Absolutely. So, can you share with us a little bit, Colleen? What do you see as one of the main things that has already come out of this assessment that's been good, beneficial, or what's something that's been tough? Or just share what you'd like about the assessment center.
I've just learned what my strengths are, and hopefully I can figure out how to use those strengths in our church plant to connect with people and to help solve problems that come up.
That's great. That's great. Wes, you are a big, strong man. What kind of things have you discovered during this assessment, and what kind of things have you seen that are good or tough or different things about it?
One of the things probably the primary thing I've enjoyed about it is having my wife here. Because I've been to seminars and workshops as a pastor over the years, and just having my wife come to something like that has been really enjoyable, and just realizing God's love for me.
We like it when our better half is right there with us, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though, would you choose to be at a lot of these kinds of things, Colleen?
I've enjoyed it.
That's
I
good.
really have.
That's good. It's good for both of you to be here. So, Wes, can you just very briefly share with us just a little bit about your vision and passion for planting a church?
I come from an addictive background, both working and personally, and I've always had a vision to work with those who are hurting, who suffer from addictions, abuse issues, just kind of the underdog in society. And I see the potential that Jesus can change their lives, and that's the group we tend to work with, and that's the group we've gotten, and we try to meet them where they're at, and so we've come up with this church that is meets on a day other than Sunday, and on an evening.
That's exciting. That's very exciting. Colleen, you've been married to a man who has battled through addictions and things, which means you've had to battle through addictions right alongside him and do those things. How do you see this working as being a church plant?
He just has a wealth of, from his background, of knowing how people feel in that addiction and knowing what a dark place they're in. And so he's able to really convey to them that he understands where they're at, what their emotions are, just the darkness of being in that hole and not seeing any hope. And he's just able to show them that hope.
That brings tears, doesn't it? It's kind of exciting. I'm assuming that it brings tears because you can think in your own mind of things that you went through, and you can also picture some of the people that you guys are serving and caring right now that absolutely need that hope. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Colleen, do you also do some work with some of the spouses and the families that aren't maybe tied in the addiction themselves?
I've just worked mostly with the children, trying to help just to keep them under control mostly. They're kind of undisciplined, and the mothers are so young, and they just don't know how to train their children. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to keep a home. And it's just whatever you can do to teach them. It just helps them in their self-esteem if they can learn something and really grasp onto it, and it really elevates their self-worth.
Absolutely. That's exciting. That's great. Wes, if I gave you 1 minute to share your highlight or a highlight film from the assessment center, you've got 1 minute. What would you share?
I would say just the counseling session was great, and just realizing the immensity of God's love for us, and just the affirmation that we've gotten here, and to get to know the people here.
Okay. Colleen, the same question. 1 minute. What's your favorite highlight from this assessment?
I enjoyed the counseling session too, to kind of deal with some childhood problems, and just to know that I can go to God with that, and to deal with it and make some changes that will help me in the ministry.
Well, we've had this opportunity to be together with Wes and Colleen Wilson, and they are working on a church plant, and it's a plant within a plant, and it's going to be working with lots of high needs folks, doing lots of training and teaching and working, but they're very excited about this. And so if you're interested, be praying for Wes and Colleen Wilson and this church plant that is coming ahead for them.